What up, YouTube? So basically, I wanted to talk about 2026 and what I'm going to work on for myself. And, at the top of the list is my health. And, you know, I. I'm pretty healthy now, but there's some things that I could fix about my health. Like my cardio isn't as good as I would like it to be because of the winter. Like I barely went outside this winter and kind of just been focusing on this and other stuff. And so that's where number one's going. And after that, I definitely want to work on my artwork and I want to learn more art techniques like oil, pastels, you know, stuff like that. Add new depth to my artwork. And, that's going to come throughout the course of this year. One thing that I wanted to get better at is color pencils. And, I built this little color pencil rack just so it was easier for me to take my color pencils out and put them back away. And you see how easy that is. And now I have them all on display. And it's just easier to use them. Before I had to open the box, pull the trays out. And, I think a lot of doing the next step is making sure the stuff is accessible with ease. Because, if there's any sort of challenge to get to what you need, it's just gonna make you do it less. And I got all my brushes, my microns, my sketch markers, which these are the Art Xfinity ones from Jerry's Artrama, and I really like them. I was gonna buy other sets like Ohulu and stuff, but then I'm just one of those people that need to see stuff before I buy it and test it, because I would hate to spend $200 to $300 on alcohol markers and them not be what I wanted. So I went to Jerry's Artrama and I played around with theirs, and I was like, you know what? The Copics are cool and you got more like definition colors, but the Arfinities are cheaper and they basically got the same amount of colors almost. And the Copics are just so expensive. And so I came across that, and that doesn't mean I'm never gonna add Copics to mine. I'm sure I'm gonna add Poscas, and I'm gonna add Copics to my collection at some point. Maybe you never know. It might be the next time I go to Jerry's Artrama. But so basically, that is, I wanted to put my health up. I wanted to get my living situation completely up to date. There's a lot going on in my personal life, but and I don't want that to get too far behind. Yeah, unfortunately my dog has cancer, and it's kind of sad watching it, but yeah, he's chilling right behind the camera actually, just relaxing. They got him on steroids and stuff. They say he has a weak heart, and he's just chilling. But I've been kind of stressed with that because it's crazy how fast time goes. I remember when I first saw him, and he was this little puppy, and my son was little, and now it's time goes by so fast, and that's another thing of what I wanted to work on in my personal life is time management, and basically making sure that I set good time management for myself. Like when I wake up, I'm gonna do 2 hours of artwork, an hour of workout, go to the gym, work out, feel good about myself. I want to do less eating and more fasting this year, just to help clear my body out of any leftover crap that I've been eating, all this processed food and stuff. The past 6 months, I've been eating like crap and breathing in all this sawdust and stuff, and it's just been, I think it's I keep getting lung infections, and not that my body doesn't fight them, it's just why do I keep getting them? Because A, I'm not wearing a respirator when I'm doing stuff, and B, it's my lungs are healing from when I stopped smoking, and it's like it might take 6 months. Yeah, so I've been working on that, and I've really been working on controlling my emotions and not letting people's negativity m- persuade my mood. And that's just like one of the real things I think like a man should do in his life is really control his actions, control his health, control his wealth, and control his time. And I think like all around better, just teaching yourself discipline with that stuff. And it's like one of the things I really think people should focus on is their how would I say this? Basically, like control their appetite and stop eating so much, because I really don't think there's any reason to consume as much food as I have been. It's not like I'm consuming good calories, you know? It's like that bowl of hearty soup is better than all the processed food I eat that day, so I might as well just stop there and wait to eat a bigger, healthier meal than filling my calories up with sugar and processed foods and stuff. So that's really where I've been working at. The garden's gonna be up and running soon. I was just out there trimming back my strawberry plants, seeing if any of the asparagus sprouted, and this year's gonna be a lot different for me. I really think my garden's gonna be more of like a yearly plant base, and I'm gonna kind of steer away from starting stuff inside and just do as many annuals and stuff as I can each year, and you know, just make it so my garden comes back on its own every year. I think that's going to be a little more sustainable than me having everything, starting everything inside, and there's just a lot that goes into that, and it stresses me out, but it's just because it's like nothing ever goes as planned. Your soil's never as fertile. The summers could be super hot and just so much water, you know. It's just it's stressful. And this year I worked a lot and I did my garden, and you know, it's like the garden made me happier than my job will ever. But so basically I've been working on that, and you know, you're gonna see a lot of art content because I have like over 300 to 400 drawings to color, and you know, I can keep drawing anything. I just look at stuff and I get ideas, draw it up. And basically, I really just want to be a better person for myself. And, you know, it's a long time coming. I kind of been just drifting through life the past like couple years with just like no clue where the hell I'm gonna go. And I think a lot of people have no clue what they're gonna do for the rest of their life, and they're just killing time. But basically, like, I look at all my drawings on my wall from previous years, and then I look at what I'm drawing now, and it's like crazy to see how much better I'm getting. And you know, it just keeps going and going. But I just wanted to fill you in a little bit on my life so you guys know. I mean, I know I just make shorts and I don't really talk much because normally when I'm editing my videos, I'm kind of in public. I like to do my editing while I'm in the sauna, or I'm out to dinner waiting, or it's just like convenient times to just do quick edits. And the reason I don't do more longer videos is because I run this all off a cell phone, and you know, it got like not many usable gigabytes, like maybe 60 gigs I'm working around. And I just wanted to make a longer video just to talk to you guys so you guys can get to know me, because I know I have like maybe a bunch more subs, and, yeah, and I would like to introduce myself to the newer subs, and I'm gonna periodically do longer videos so that you guys can see. And, but basically, I just been woke up this morning. I started drawing. I started coloring a drawing I did yesterday. I started on a new drawing. I'm doing some weighted squats, and I'm gonna make my way to the gym and, get a nice sauna and steam room in, and clear out my body, and then eat a nice healthy lunch, and, just rinse and repeat until I get to where I need to be. And it's the mind and the boredom that will kill you. You gotta be ready to be bored when you're bettering yourself, because living a healthy life is not as exciting as being an idiot, and I'll tell you that. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and that's just what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I hope I'm able to help someone get off onto the right foot, and I hope everyone's able to just reach out to me in one of my videos, and I'll have a conversation. That's no problem. I'll comment. And if you guys like my content, please like and subscribe and share my videos, because eventually I would like to make this my full-time job. And it's not like I'm asking for a lot of money out of YouTube. I'm just asking for a reasonable amount so that I can live and continue doing what I love, and produce the content that they need on their channels. Because I go on YouTube and it seems to be like everything's kind of getting the same, and like real masterminds are getting pushed off the platform because they're not making what they should, and they're not given the opportunity to sit down and focus, because we're in such a place where we need steady income to survive. And no one's gonna believe that you're making, like, everybody thinks like you make all this money and stuff, and you don't really. So it's like, and I'm gonna be working on a clothing line. I'm gonna make like hoodies and t-shirts to sell, and probably some socks, and maybe some nice embroidered pants, like these DGK ones, like stuff like that. I'm gonna get my artwork embroidered, nice little, this, and then get some nice shirts with just small embroidering, and then nice hoodies like with my artwork on it. And that's where I want to go this year. And I really want to get my own clothing line or something related to my artwork, and start making a profit off of that. And that's where I've been thinking. And it's just, you really got to sit down and think to progress, and that's the truth. So what I can tell you guys for this weekend or whatever, next week, just take some time, sit down, put your head down, think about your life, and think about what you want to change for the better and what you want to do. And it's free to sit here and think, and figure out what you're good at and start utilizing it. Because not everyone's going to be a brain surgeon, and not everyone's going to be a plumber, and not everyone's going to be a teacher. So you really got to figure out where you're standing in life, because no one else is going to direct your life. You got to be the controller of your own life, and you need to start taking it into your hands, and be the person that everybody wants to see. People just don't know how to talk to people anymore. They want to see the best, but they say it in the worst ways. And that's one thing you really should do, is start politely criticizing your friends and stuff, and be like, yo, I love you, and you do a great job at this and that, and I think you could do a little better on that. Boom. And that's like the type of conversations you want to have with people. You definitely don't want to keep negative people in your life and let them tell you what you are, like, and who you are. Like, people don't know you. People don't know your mind. They don't know your suffrage. They don't know your, they don't, there's, you just got to worry about yourself, you know, and disregard all that negative energy and basically control your own life. And that's just what I want to talk about a little bit about my 2026, but I'm really going to be getting the ball rolling on a few things, and I need to make them happen. But thank you.